Hey guys, welcome back to Bite the Book. Today we're going to take a look at March 18th to the 20th, 3 days. We're just going to look at just various setups and just, market structure and see, where we could have taken our best trades and do that one good trade after another. As always, we'll start off with our hourly and make our way down to the 5 minute and possibly check out the 1 minute. I've been dabbling in the 1 minute quite a bit. I find 1 minute trades, they're number one really quick, but with that, you can get caught up in taking multiple positions that you really never needed to take. Sometimes trades just need a price just needs to get out of its zone, right, in range. So you gotta be really mindful of that. You can even see this already, right? This was stuck in a price range for a day and 12 hours. 24 plus 12, 36 hours. It was stuck in 155 price range. Now, don't get me wrong. There's definitely opportunity to catch, a few dollars in between there. Even if it's all 10%, right? 10% of 155 is 15.5, and that's 3 easy trades to capture that. So let's just go down to our lower time frame and see if there's any other opportunities, and we'll just go from time frame today, so that we don't miss anything. So we'll take a look at our 30-minute since we already have our hours sketched out. Right, for the 18th we have our little resistance over here, something up here as well too. I'll just bring this up here for now and I'll move it down there later, or better yet, I'll just copy it right here, right? And then we got our resist support from yesterday or the prior days, 16th and 17th, and support down here as well too. There's also another support here, so we'll get that in the mix as well. A sec. Okay, this in the mix, and now we'll move to our lower time frames and see what's up. Okay, so over here, 18th. So on the 18th, the day prior, on the 17th, there was a market halt after market. So once we came to open on the 18th, we actually gapped down for $37 and then pushed up. So this gap down was into a support, right? But it still wasn't low enough. So again, right, it's the same area right over here. We gapped into the support and then it pushed up. As far as positions that I would have taken on a 30-minute, going on the 18th, 19th, and 20th, I don't think I would have taken any. Usually, I don't think I'd look at the higher time frame unless I was in a position where I'm already, $20 in the money. Especially now, right? Compared to last year and in January, it was a lot easier to take positions on the higher time frames because price didn't actually move this much as it did now on the lowers. So as far as positions I would take on the 18th, I don't really see any. There's a nice bendy over here that you probably could have taken, but it would be really difficult to convince yourself of taking that, only because the buy would actually be in between the range. And not only that, we're actually creating a new support over here. So again, depending on the type of trader you are, it may be actually quite difficult to do that trade. Possibly there was possibly some aftermarket trade that you could have taken. So if we look at something, actually this would have been a nice trade aftermarket. This is at 7 o'clock, and then also here for the sells after the bend. This would have been really nice for $15, or even all $52 if you take it back to the support area. Thing is, you'd have to be in that mode to sell, right? For me personally, I would have loved to have gotten into buys right before, like right over here when it was consolidating. I would have loved to get into buys, but luckily it didn't play out and it ended up moving down. On the move down though, on the lower time frame, there would definitely be a clue as to how far it's gonna go and what direction. Another nice play would have probably been down at the bottom with a consolidation over here. So let's see how many pips is in here, how big this wick is. So this wick is, look at that, $6. So I probably would have been stopped out. Meanwhile, the body of this is 19, which is golden. Here's another opportunity after hours as well too, right? We see price pushing up, and then here's a first bendy. Now, how big is this wick? $4, $5, which is insane. So I probably would have been stopped out there as well too. Other opportunities. Let's look at the 19th. So 19th, here we go. We have a nice little staircase pattern here, right? Price pulls up, bends down, up, comes back down, and then up, right? You see our bends that are in there. Those bends. Is there anything else? I think over here would have been nice too. Although it's not the perfect consolidation setup, it still ended up moving up. Not only that, we had a little bendy over here. This is not the most perfect bendy because the wick is, number one, it's massive, right? $20 to the downside, and then about 12, 13 to the upside. But after the close, let's see how low this is. It's about 5. Let me delete this for a second so we can see, or so I can see. So yeah, that's about $4 right there, $3.75 to the downside. But it still does fill the wick to the left, right? For a whopping $20. So if you're willing to risk a little bit more to make that trade happen, then I'd say, go for it. But it really depends. Here's another great trade after hours over here. So this is the first bendy after breaking structure, right? Once it broke structure, there was a tiny little wick that's not even worth anything, and it pulled down $20. Here's another bendy over here too, which I probably would have taken, and I would have been knocked out instantly before price continues to push up. Here's another great opportunity, right? We see our bend up and then back down, then bend. We're supposed to go down, but no, we actually go up, bend down again, up, break structure over here to come down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up once again. And this is after hours, so you got to keep that in mind too. But let's see how this would have played out. So once you get the close over here, price was down $9, so it would have been quite difficult before pulling up, right? This still has $17, $23 in it, so that's, would have been solid. Another nice after hour play would have been over here, but again, the wick is massive, so you got to be really careful with that. And when you get in, for the 20th now, as far as plays go, pre-market, this would have been a nice play, except the wick is massive once again, $11 before pulling down. For the 20th, I don't really see much. The only thing I see really would have been ultimately over here and then over here at the end of the day, but that's too risky for a Friday to take. So we'll move on to the lower time frame and see what else is there. So now 15 minutes. Whoops. So now the 15. Let me delete my terrible drawings over here. Okay. So we're gonna take a look at 18, 19, 20. So now on the 50-minute, on the 18th, we had a solid push up on the 18th, solid push up at open. For me, again, like I don't see much that I could have taken on the 15. It would be very difficult, even if I took a buy right after, right? I still have a massive wick that would have stopped me out. If I had a bigger account and I had the opportunity to actually have $10 stop losses, then for sure I would, want to make that $20 stop loss or $20 take profit, right? Because if I'm risking $10, I need to make at least double what I'm risking, at least at minimum. So as far as the 15-minute goes, I think a really good play probably would have been over here. Although it is wicky, we do know that we're going down. Other than that would be it. There's another aftermarket play which would have been really, really nice, which is over here. We make a new high and then we pull down, and then you could have taken the fill of that body, which would have been, $21 easily. What else is there? I would say over here too, the sells, but for me there's no structure that's really breaking, right? I don't think we actually break structure until around this area and even over here. What else? Oh, aftermarkets over here as well too. Would have been really nice. Only thing is you might have been stopped out just because of how big this wick is. No one is holding a $10 wick. Forget that, even if it's for a short amount of time. Another one would have been over here, which would have been perfect, right? We broke structure, pulled back, and we pushed up. Again, as far as how much you would go, I'd probably only go up to there and then let the rest run, right? $50, which is solid. Now on the 19th, I think this is a great opportunity over here, except the wick again on the 15-minute is massive, $8, so it would have been stopped out. After that, I don't see much opportunity. What else do we got? What else is great? What is great? I think over here would have been really nice too. On the 30-minute, it looked much more consistent. Since we broke structure and made a new high, we'd have to wait for the bendy to produce again. So even though the bendy produced in between here to here, I think we're pretty confident that we're on the way to the upside. So once that happened, oh wow, wait, is that okay? 275, so we would have been fine there still. But once that happened, boom, push up, $12, or even all 60, 80, $130, depending on the type of trade you are. This would have been a good chance too, but again, the wick might have been too big. 375, which is absolutely crazy. And now we'll take a look at the 20th. So the 20th, again, I don't see too much. It's very difficult to gauge what the better trades would be on the higher time frames because of how it moves. I would still go with the same plays over here, these structure plays, because we have our support here, price broke down, closed below it, and then pulled back up. The only thing is that your entry would have to be top notch. It would have to be top notch, which is pretty hard sometimes. Now we'll move to our 5 minute, and then we'll take a look at the 1 minute very quickly. So 5 minute, we'll go back to the 18th. The 5 minute 18th. This is perfect over here. I love seeing this. So 5 minute price gap down. We pushed up for the open, and we never came back down here ever again, right? This support held. The support held. Not only that, the second bearish candle that we had, it closed above the last candle that it opened, and that is great. Another great position would have been over here. Only thing is that the wicks on each side after this pullback, it's kind of iffy, right? Because again, if you take a look at this, $7, do you want to risk that? Probably not. Probably not. So continuing through the day, price pulls down, we break structure. There's no other significant pullbacks other than over here. Some people would take it to anticipate this fill, but that wasn't exactly the case, right? Price ended up being bullish again, and then had a $11 pullback. So nothing else really for the 18th. Your best bet would have been right at the close, just over here, and then also over here as well too. Although the bearish candle is bigger than the previous candle, this is okay. This is okay. Because why? We broke structure. We broke structure, and it's clear that we're on the way back up. One sec, guys. They're on the way back up. Aftermarket trade, another perfect one would have been over here, right? We were on the way down. Oh, also over here too. We broke structure, got the pullback, and pushed down. Another one would have been over here, broke structure, pullback, push up. Over here as well too, when I was consolidating. Again, the body would have been enough. The body would have been enough. Now for the 19th, price opened, or market opened, and then we pushed all the way down. We had our first pullback over here. For me, I would have definitely taken these sells, only to come back down, but I would have been stopped out. Price then pushed all the way back up, pulled down before feeling this body. Now look, this wick is massive, right? You would have been stopped out. This wick is also massive, so you would have been stopped out again. So it kind of does suck, right? That you could easily just get stopped out like that. But yeah, that's life, I think here's another great opportunity too, right? We see structure break, and it's a bearish engulfing. But look, the wick is 425 before pulling back down, which is insane. My phone is on fire. What else is there? Consolidation over here, and then price pulled down for $10. Another great position would have been over here too. Although the body is the same size as the previous candle, it's still a great pullback, right? It pulled back, and then price continued to push down into support for $50. So that would have been solid. Another great aftermarket trade would have been over here. This is at 2 a.m. though, right? We have our pullback, pull down before pushing up to create a new support, which is insane for $80. For me though, I probably would have taken it just up to here, so $30. Seen the pullback and maybe watch it continue. Pull back again, maybe watch it continue, because these would have also been great entries. Just over here. Thing is the timing, right? 3:55 a.m. Am I up at that time? Probably not. Now for the 19th. As far as the 19th goes, I think the greatest entry would have been after this close, but the thing is, these wicks are $5 wicks, which is insane. So you'd have to make sure you get in at the right time, the right time, the right time. But anyway, price pulls down, and there's no pullbacks until it actually starts to pull up. Once price pulled up, it creates its first pullback, pulls up again. Right? If you didn't catch this because you're anticipating the move down, then that's perfectly fine. Right? There's always going to be more moves up and then back down. Over here would have been a great structure play for $14, but then how low, right? Before actually continuing to go back up. For me, I think this would have been one of my best buys, but again, I would have been stopped out because this wick is massive, $4. After that, there isn't much to trade. It's very difficult to get in over here for sells. Over here would have been perfectly fine because, right, we built this structure. We pulled down, we broke the supports, pulled up, and then the push down. This again, I probably would have been stopped out, which is unfortunate because this body is massive. This is a $13 body, which would have been easy pips in my eyes. In my eyes, anyway. Here's another great opportunity over here for buys, actually. As much as I want to say it, but it is. Because again, the body is $10, $9.75. And if we're only grabbing $5, then so be it. But anyways, guys, that's the charts. I don't think there's much more really. We'll take a look at the 1 minute going into next week. I know there's going to be plenty of opportunities on that 1 minute chart and the 5 minute, but next week when we do our breakdowns, we'll take a look at that as well too, just to see if there's anything on there, because like I said, I've been taking my trades on the 1 minute lately, and I find that they're really nice because you know exactly when you're wrong, pretty much. It may suck sometimes because you get stopped out too quickly, but since these markets are changing quite a bit, that's what I've had to move to and adjust with my strategy. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or concerns, comment down below. And as always, we're gone.